Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, muggles and geocachers, a big g'day from USA. I'm coming to you from New Jersey and I do miss you all. Meanwhile, is that time of the month, the time for PCE and the Geocaching Down Under podcast.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Season 2, Episode 5. Hope you are all doing well out there in the wonderful wide world. Thanks to everyone for joining us live, and welcome to the replay viewers and listeners. Thank you for joining us. Let's have a little look here, and I will see who is joining us live. Just bear with me one moment. Alrighty, so hi and welcome to Wallaby Wanderers. Thank you for joining us. Darren Archer, thank you. Thank you. Alrighty, just scroll. Heather Walker, thank you for joining us. Jess Cleasy, thank you. Who we got? Andrew Barker, welcome, welcome. Also, who we got? Ozfox, all the way from down south. Must be a bit chilly for you tonight. I know it's cold here. Sandy Spink, thank you for joining us. Thanks for taking the time out. Anybody else who I've forgotten? Thomas Tank Engine, you're a little bit early. That's all right. Glad you could make it. Thank you for joining in. And DTY, hello. Gary Cashman, Team Casho. Welcome, Gary. Thanks for joining us. And Pauline, hats off. Thank you. Oh, and Lisa, Aquilus One. Thanks for joining us, Lisa. Really appreciate it. Alrighty, everybody. Well, strap in, get comfortable, get a drink. Hope you've eaten, and we will get started on this episode. So, tonight we're going to check in what's happening around Australia and New Zealand. Not much has changed there, but just a quick overview for you all again. We also have another winner for the GDU calendar photo of the month. So stay tuned for that one. You're going to want to stay for that. We've also got another giveaway, thanks to John and Di. You really want to stay for that one. They're our friends and our sponsor at geostuff.com.au. Thanks to all our Patreons, with a special thanks to Lainey at LK Consulting Group for the marketing, mentoring, and the coaching program. Everyone will be happy to know that Lainey has been barred from entering the random draw tonight. So you're all in with a chance. I can't believe it. Two times in a row. Pick the right number. Unbelievable. Alrighty. Thanks to geostuff.com.au for their ongoing support and prizes each month. You guys are legends. And special shout out to my mum, who also bears some of the cost of running the show. So thank you very much. Everyone has obviously got their drinks ready, got their food, and they're in a comfy spot. So let us get started. We'll get started on our first section.
Hey, PCE, how's this for a location? Beautiful. You know what? This is my new backyard as well. Anyway, what have you got for us for news?
Thanks, SMS. Appreciate that. All right, so I'm going to jump straight into the Aussie and the New Zealand event news. Not too many changes, still the same. We've still got the Geo Venture happening in Millicent. So that one there is GC82GAN. That's going to be held in Millicent, South Australia on the 2nd of October. I have actually jumped ahead. So last weekend was the Western Australia Goes Big. So that was on in Denmark, over in Western Australia, Denmark and Albany. So hopefully that all went well for everybody. Then after the Millicent event, the following one will be Auckland. So that's the New Zealand Mega. That one was scheduled for 2020, has been moved over to 2021, 23rd, 25th of October. That one's GC8 7777. Following on from that, in November, we've got the Geocaching Victoria with the Wangaratta event. So that's going to be the 13th, 14th of November. And that one is GC8EW45. Now, where is it? There it is. The Going 8 Mega and the HQ 20th anniversary celebration, that one has been postponed until 2022. So we'll just keep our eyes peeled on that and see what happens. Okay, and then obviously we have the Queensland Outback Geocache Muster on the 21st to the 26th of September. That's going to be held in Paroo in Queensland. And that one is the Opal Muster. So hopefully you are all here to learn all about that one tonight. And hopefully some of you have got that on the calendar to get to. Okay, moving on to souvenirs. The Wonders of the World is still available. So 7 in each set. When you get them all, you get the Ultimate Explorer souvenir. Should have that by now. Plenty of time. They haven't given us an end date for that one, so still time for that. The Perseverance souvenir is still available. And also the Locationless Cache, which is GC8 NEAT, NEAT. That one, I believe, is still available. Just need to have a photo of yourself or personal item with the results of your efforts after you've cleaned up an area and improved our lovely planet. Don't forget to mention where you took the picture and what area you improved. If you would like to apply for a Adventure Lab, you can go to geocaching.com/play/request/Adventure Lab, follow the prompts, and it will tell you all of the different criteria there for you. Alrighty, moving swiftly along to Geocache of the Month for the different states. This one's going to be nice, short, and sweet, as there is only one state who has released their Geocache of the Month. So that was New South Wales. Their Geocache of the Month for May is Pool by the Sea, which is GCK VXW. That one was placed by Swaggers, and you can find this cache 1 hour south of Sydney along the beautiful coastline near Helensburgh. It is accessible from Watamolla Beach in the Royal National Park. Apparently, it's an easy walk. It's a traditional cache, and it was placed in January of 2005. So if you need that for a Jasma filler, that is there. It's got over 150 finds. So it could be worth a look if you're ever in the area. Okay, so nice and short and sharp for the news there today. So let us move on. So I am Purple Cache Eater, as you all know, and tonight I am joined by my special guest, RoddyC. Here he is now. Welcome, Roddy. Thanks for being on the show tonight.
Hello.
Alrighty, so I'll be talking to Roddy tonight about the Outback Queensland Geocaching Muster. That's going to be held in late September. If you've got any questions for RoddyC, put them into the chat, and I will try and get to them and display them on the screen. So thanks for joining me tonight, Roddy. How are you?
Well, for an old fella, I'm doing particularly well, thank you.
That is good to hear. That is good to hear. So we'll start off easy on you with some establishing questions. So tell us, what is your caching name and how did you come up with it?
Well, when we joined with the Facebook suggested name of Rod.Collins69. We didn't like that. So we came up with RoddyC as a joint name for Pauline, who's now hats off, and myself, as we were a team back then. It just seemed to roll nicely off the tongue, so it's stuck ever since.
Nice, I like that. So how did you start geocaching?
Interesting. I had read about geocaching when I was researching some outdoor activities for our RSL sub-branch. I was their activities officer then, but I didn't think much more about it until we went to Canberra to visit our son in September 2014. And we went to a friend's house for dinner, and in conversation between two of the people there, geocaching was mentioned. And I picked up on it, and well, to cut a long story short, as a result, we went out together on the following Saturday AM as a sort of demo of what geocaching was. We were immediately hooked. Our first cache was, believe it or not, a nano on a set of display pipes outside a plumbing business in Queanbeyan. It was actually called Plumber Spaghetti. It even had a decoy cache on it. Wow, we thought. And while we were there that day, we found 5 more caches in the ACT that day and some more on our way home to Brisbane. And then our next caching trip was back down to Canberra at Christmas, and we planned it around geocaching. Surprise, surprise. It took us 5 days to get to Canberra, and that's been the pattern ever since.
You first then.
Uh-huh.
That's
Yeah.
great. That's awesome. So,
Our friends
do you have
still-
a favourite type of cache?
Oh, earth caches. Yeah.
Yeah.
We own 45 of them spread around the eastern
Oh.
cache states of Australia. I'm a novice at geocaching. I'm a novice at, geology. I haven't passed Geology
Right.
101 yet, but I just love the way that they teach us about our environment.
Absolutely, yeah. They take you to places
Mm.
you'd never go, and you learn things you never
Oh.
would have looked into on.
And now you
It
never
is
look at
fascinating.
anything the same.
You don't. You don't.
Nope,
It is amazing. Yeah.
definitely
Got
not.
one at the beach. It's got fossilized. It's a fossilized forest in the stone. And if you didn't know, you'd just think they were bumps in the stone. But now that you know, every time you see them, you're like, "That's a fossilized tree," and
Yep.
no one else. Yeah.
Yeah. Even though we're amateurs, it doesn't stop us from appreciating it.
Oh God, no. Absolutely. And that can be, the most valid thing sometimes is just to appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. All right. Well, that's basically all of our questions there to find out a little bit about you. Oh, another one. When did you start? What year did you start geocaching?
2014,
Okay.
September. We have our 7th year anniversary this year.
Okay, great. Are you going to do anything special?
No, we'll be too wrapped up in Quoggum.
Yes. Yeah, I'm sure you'll be busy.
By the time we get to our 10th year anniversary, we will be finished with Quoggum, so we may do something special then, says he with a big wink wink across to hats off. We've lost our sound. Nothing you're in? No.
No, I'm not on sound.
Are you seeing anything on the screen?
Yeah.
Is Terry talking?
No, she's still.
Yeah. We may have a technical glitch. Well, I don't know if I'm still the only one here or not, but oh, carry on going through. Oh, I've just had a message from Terry. Her computer has just crashed, and she's going to try to get back online as soon as possible. Oh dear. She asked if how we came up with Quoggum and how it all got started. So while we're waiting for Terry Ann to come back, it started way back in 2015 when we were invited to place a few caches around Bar Calden so that visitors there might be tempted to stay overnight in town instead of heading straight through to Longreach, which is only an hour or so up the highway from Barkey. And we were talking with Ridgie Didge, the local Bar Calden lady there, about geo art. And she wondered if it would be possible to do a large one with Bar Calden as the hub and in the shape of a Cobb & Co coach wheel. And after a little bit of exploration, we found that that would be rather difficult to achieve. But we like the idea of having an event based around the 4 Barkey region towns of Jericho, Barkey, Bar Calden itself, Aramac and Muddaborough to attract people into the region. And then we saw the fabulous art sculpture trail around Lake Dunn, and that is just fantastic. And we had been to a couple of rural safari events that were held here around Crow's Nest, north of Toowoomba. They were held over a weekend. And so put all those ideas together, and the idea of expanding it out over a few days around the outback gradually took shape. And so the Queensland Outback Geocaching Muster, or QOGM for short, was born. And Terry Ann's back.
I am sorry about that. A little bit of technical difficulty. Always the way.
Okay, so we just covered how did you come up with the idea. So
Okay, great. I was looking forward to finding out about that too.
you'll have to replay the
I'll have to
recording.
replay my own podcast. So, just to catch me up, you were a part of the initial people to come up with the idea. So you've always been on the committee, always
Well,
driving.
Sort of, but we don't really have a committee as
Okay.
such. My partner in crime, so to speak, in QOGM has always been Johnny Marshman, aka young fellow that a lot of you will know. And miraculously, we just seem to hit it off as a working partnership for the QOGM in Barcaldine, and it's been that way ever since. And that's the basis of all our planning since then. So the team really is just the three of us. There's myself, hats off, Pauline, and John as young old fella. But wherever we go, whichever region we're in, we co-opt others to help with the muster. So this year in QOGM 2021 Paroo, as it's called, we're working with the staff at the Cunnamulla Fella Visitor Information Centre in Cunnamulla. They're our local feet on the ground.
Okay, that's handy.
Mm.
So, how long have you been running these Outback events?
Well, this will be the third one. We got interrupted last year, of course, by COVID. When we started in Barcaldine, we had an idea of just doing the trio of towns. We thought that would be enough at that stage. So we had Barcaldine in 2018. We went down the road to Blackall and Tambo, had a fabulous time there in 2019. And 2020, we were supposed to be in Longreach, but as we know, that never happened. And so we end up now being 2021 in Paroo. Next year, we'll go to Merwa Shire, which is based on Charleville. And then we'll end up in Longreach. It should probably be our final one in 2023. We'll have had 5 years by then. And that'll be a good run.
That's your goal, is it? Do 5 and then...
Yes. Our main goal, I guess, is to support outback communities. You've all seen on TV where the farmers, through government grants and things like the hay runs, they get hefty support. Well, hefty in a way that it helps them out for a short time. But the businesses in towns are the ones that really suffer in the drought, which is still current, by the way, out west.
Yeah.
And so when we bring 100 or so avid geocachers into the area for 4 or 5 days or more, it spreads the dollar around through the local businesses. Now, for example, in 2018, in Barcaldine, the caches there spent around about $45,000 in the Barkey region over the period of time that they were there. And last year in Blackall, it was closer to 50,000. And we make a point of visiting all the towns in the region to spread the money around. And the local folks out there, we've had feedback that they really so appreciate.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, absolutely. A little light in the distance for them, I'm sure.
Yes, definitely so. This year, of course, we're going to be in the Paroo Shire, which is why it's called QOGM 2021 Paroo. It's actually based in Cunnamulla, but because we visit all the towns in the Shire, we don't actually call it the name of the town unless the name of the town is the name of the region. So hence the Paroo tag on it, although we're based in Cunnamulla.
Yeah, okay. So you were saying that you aim to go and spread it around all of Queensland?
Outback.
Just Outback.
Just the Outback, yes. We've had requests to go a little bit elsewhere, but we'll have to change the name and look at different people doing it. Goodness knows, that's 4 years down the track.
Exactly. That's not gonna happen.
That's a long way away.
So how did you end up picking Paroo?
Well, they picked us, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I received an email one day from the Cunnamulla fella, Vic, Visitor Information, sent asking about placing caches in their shire. They only had 2 caches, but they'd heard about what we'd done in Barkey and Blackall through the Outback tourism conferences that they have. And actually, I was a guest speaker at one of those conferences. And in subsequent discussions we're having with them, I asked them about sponsoring a large 5-day event. Well, they actually jumped at it. So here we are.
That's great. That's great that
Mm.
they actually reached out to you, because I know, just with organising small events, how much effort it takes. So to have someone reach out to you is really helpful.
Oh, we thought it was fantastic. We hoped to get out there earlier, but COVID played havoc with our early plans to get out there. So anyway, it's happening.
Excellent, excellent. And sounds like you've already got the next, what'd you say, 5
3.
organised,
Next
or
2,
3? The
next 2
3.
after this one. Yes, 2 more.
So they're already planning on the go, in the works.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent, excellent. So there you go, everyone. We know we've got the next 3 years of Outback Queensland planned.
Yes, yes. And well, by the time we get up to Longreach, we will have covered more than 50% of what's called the Matilda Way, which runs from the Queensland border right up to the Gulf of Queensland.
Mm-hmm.
After Longreach, it goes up through Winton and then north to the Gulf.
Yeah.
But we'll have covered that magnificent stretch of highway. It's called the Mitchell Highway. Until it gets to Barkey, then it changes its name to something else.
We need a big party for the last one.
We hope so. We hope we get a little bit of Qantas involvement into the party by then.
Okay.
Oh, did I say that out loud? Ooh.
You said hopefully, though, so it's not confirmed.
Hopefully, yes, yes.
That's the plan.
We're in discussions, let's put it that way.
Okay. Well, that's promising. All right. Well, let's hear all about this year's event.
Exciting. A little bit different to what we've done in the past. The idea of the muster is that we have one day where we carpool and we go on a kind of safari muster. And so that's the special day that we'll come across in a minute. But we always begin with early bird registration a couple of days beforehand. And we have the end of that is a pre-muster event where we get together in one of the local pubs the night before the main day. So that's one event. Then we have, of course, the main event, which is this year it's on the Thursday morning, and it's always an official welcome to country, followed by a council-sponsored breakfast. We get a free breakfast, yay!
Nice.
Oh, that's always a highlight. We do have a CETO event, but that's still in the planning stages, so I can't say much about that just yet.
Right.
Then on the next day is the big muster day. We started actually with a flash mob.
Okay.
Which is unusual for out west. They don't normally have that kind of thing out there. We do something mad. In Barkey, for example, we all gathered under that fabulous tree of knowledge and we played Waltzing Matilda on kazoos. Oh, it was fun. And then in Blackall, we did Click Go the Shears besides the big white ram in the middle of town. And that was hilarious because that's a much more difficult tune to play on a kazoo than Waltzing Matilda. Oh, gee, it was hilarious. In Cunnamulla this year, sorry?
You're right, Cunnamulla?
In Cunnamulla this year, we're meeting at the statue of the Cunnamulla fella. And we've got something a little bit different planned this year, but it's top secret at the moment. I can't tell you what it is because it's meant to be a surprise. But it doesn't involve kazoos.
When are you releasing those details?
Well, that'll be almost on the day because it is a surprise. We have to catch everybody out by doing something wildly stupid on the day. Anyway, then we journey on the next day. We go on that afternoon after the flash mob on that morning, we go down the highway west towards Thargomindah for a little town called Yulo, which is noted for its mud springs. And we have morning tea there. And then the muster itself starts. It's the centrepiece of the entire event. It's the reason why we're there. In Barkey, as I might have mentioned before, we did the Lake Dunn Sculpture Trail. And in Blackall, we had the now infamous Turd Trail.
You're not allowed to say that.
Yep. And then this year we're doing what's called the Opal Trail, because Yawa, which is the end of the trail that we'll be going, is regarded as being the opal nut capital of Australia. So you have to look up a little bit about that if you want to find out what an opal nut is. We'll also be having an opal hunt while
Perfect.
we're
I was just
there.
going to ask you, is there
Yeah.
a way to get an
Oh,
opal?
yes. Lovely little. Actually, it's unusual because Yawa itself is a town on private property.
Okay.
It's on a working station, believe it or not. Anyway,
Right.
Saturday, the last
Did you get
day.
any? Yeah.
Saturday, on the last day, we go up to towards Charleville to a town called Wyandra, and we're having a lunchtime event there. And that will be the official handover of our Quoggum logbook to the Merwa Council Mayor for Quoggum 22, based in Charleville. And then we journey the 100 and something Ks back down to Cunnamulla to the wrap-up, the big night event on the Saturday night. And then the next day, quite a lot of us actually are packing up and heading towards Millicent.
Oh, okay. Making the journey down.
Yeah, which is one of the reasons why we switched to Cunnamulla this year, because it's closer to make that journey south than Longreach is. It would add another day at least to the trip after Quoggum. And seeing that Millicent and Quoggum are so close this year, we thought, no, we'll do the right thing and move us closer to Millicent.
Well, that's a good idea.
So
good on you.
That's the program. 4 action-packed days full of fun and games.
Yeah, it does sound action-packed. There's a lot in there.
That's what makes us unique. We're not a mega. We don't, well, personally, I don't want big crowds out west. I think in some ways the country we'll be travelling over to do what we do is a little bit too fragile to have a couple of 100 cars. It could also be rather dangerous on some of the dusty roads. But having our target audience is around about 100, 120 people, and that's just a really comfortable size. It's intimate. We get to know each other. We've made some wonderful friends through the last 2 years, and so many of them are coming back and excited to be coming back again this year.
Yeah. So I just had a thought then as you were mentioning cars. I presume that you can access all events, all cash, all of that on a two-wheel drive car?
Unless it rains.
Right. Okay. And then it will flood quick.
Yeah, well, then it's a completely different story. But rains are normally summer, so we should be very, very safe in September.
Okay. Well, fingers crossed.
Indeed.
Wow. So you designed the events to be so action-packed and really pack them up for the 4 days, really keep everyone busy?
Well, we also place hundreds of caches. For example, we've got one trail. It's 120 Ks long, plus the drive there and back as addition, where there will be 60 puzzle caches go out in the form of jigsaws.
Yes. And
each jigsaw is a photograph of somewhere in the Paroo Shire. And there's some really beautiful photos that have been contributed mostly through the Visitor Information Centre by their photographer. They're beautiful photos. And a lot of folks have started early work on that because we can't publish them until August. But yeah, they can get in early and solve the jigsaws, and then get the clue, which will eventually go into the checker to give them the final coordinates. Getting some good feedback on it, Harry.
Oh, good. Excellent. Yep. Well, another question here for you from the chat room.
Yep.
Would like to know, will there be a path tag swap at Cunnamulla?
Yes, we have a table. We're normally set up around about 5 o'clock at the what's called the base camp, which is in the building next door to the Vic, at the Cunnamulla Vic.
Okay.
Yes, definitely a path tag swap.
Excellent.
We've got to organise our path tags too.
Yeah, running out of time.
Oh, yes.
There's only, 120 odd days to go or something?
Actually, if you have a look on the Quoggum website, if you do Google Quoggum, you'll get a link straight to the Quoggum website. You'll see we have a countdown calculator on the front page.
Everyone get the hurry-ups on.
All right, next question.
Yeah, it looks like people are all getting their puzzles done. Yeah, Darren Archer, so many jigsaw puzzles. There's only 60, Darren.
Ah, only 60. And we made them a variety of caches. Most of them are fairly easy, but we did throw a couple of 600 pieces.
Yeah, I haven't tackled that one yet.
Oh, yeah. That's
Uh,
just for the diehards who really like the hard ones.
Yeah, absolutely. And like you've said, you've released them early, so we've got plenty of time to sit down and do them,
Yes, yes.
Not like it's just the day
Yes.
before or the week before.
No. We have a small geo art that we do at each event. It's in the shape of a question mark, and that's planned out. And we also have a series of 10 challenge caches that we're working on at the moment too.
Okay, that's great. There you go, Darren. Darren's complaining about all the puzzles, but he's already done them.
Yeah, well, there'll be a few more up your sleeve, okay? A few more.
There you go. All right, I might jump up to Jule's question. Thank you for the question, Jule. What is accommodation like there? Do you have to camp or have a caravan, or is there accommodation?
On the bottom of the website, there's a link to all accommodation options available in Cunnamulla. It's quite a lot.
Oh, good.
There's at least 2 caravan parks, and I know that at least one of the pubs allows camping in their backyard, more or less.
Okay. Yep. Great. All right, Julie. Looks like there's plenty of options. Just jump on the website and have a look. Elizabeth, she's only got 4 jigsaws left to do. Keep going, Elizabeth.
Good on you, Elizabeth. Don't do the one that I haven't finished yet. Well, actually, you can. Just got to remember what the answer is so that I can give you the ones when I've finished it.
That's right.
It's a little bit complex at this stage.
Oh, great. So what do people need to bring?
A good sense of humour, an avid geocaching attitude, and I guess a willingness to interact with and support the local communities, because that's really why we're there.
Yeah.
They're lovely folk in Cunnamulla, at least the ones we've met so far.
Haven't met a bad one yet.
And there's great coffee.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, that means so much.
Mm-hmm. Yes, well, I mean, I know from my experience of musters, there's no strangers, just friends you haven't met yet.
Correct. Oh, that's a good one. I must remember that. And early bird registration starts on the Tuesday. And we do have some surprises for the early birds. Says he, stroking his chin.
Then we'll have to stay tuned. Oh,
well, that won't be published. It is a surprise. And if you publish it, it isn't a surprise. So
there you go. But people can get updates on the events on their Facebook page?
Yes, we have our drafter agenda there, and that's almost set in stone now. So we'll be adhering pretty much to what's already published, unless something happens out of the extraordinary. But John and I and Pauline, and we've co-opted Granny Smith 1947 and Miss Millie the Geo Dog to come and help us do some extra planning out in Quoggum this year. So it should be rather nice.
Okay.
Where do they find the jigsaws?
Pardon?
Where do they find the jigsaws?
So
if you somebody asked where you find the jigsaws.
Pop that there, so just in case you can't.
That's the address. Yep, it's My Consultant is one of the sponsors. So it's myconsultant.com.au/Quoggum. And the jigsaws link is virtually the first thing on that website page.
Yeah. It's a nice little website, just nice and easy to navigate. It's good.
And if you keep an eye on the Quoggum Facebook page, as soon as we publish anything, it'll be listed there as well.
Right.
Yeah, we hope to have a good time.
Just going to actually put that back up just for a bit longer in case anyone needs
the
web address. So that's all there.
Yes. Well, My Consultant was the name of our company before we retired. We've handed it on to our daughter, and she's graciously allowed us to use the website for our Quoggum one, so we don't have to pay Anything
Right.
else?
Right. So you mentioned just before that early registration opens on the Tuesday.
Yep.
Can people get there beforehand?
Oh,
And-
most people do because of all the caches that'll be there to do.
Okay.
Oh, I
Right.
forgot to mention too, there will be a letterbox trail of at least 10 letterboxes,
Wow.
real country letterboxes,
Okay. Great.
not systemas sitting under a pile of rocks.
Proper actual letterboxes with stamps.
Proper letterboxes, yes, yes.
Excellent.
We might even have a tree fishing cache or two. And I've got a sneaking suspicion that there may be a couple of caches that will require a watercraft.
Really? Okay.
That will be a first for out west.
Seems a bit strange to take a watercraft to the middle of Queensland.
Yes.
Excellent. Well, there you go. There's a little bit of a exclusive for you all here.
That is, I haven't spoken about that to anybody else yet, apart from our organisers and the Quoggum people in Cunnamulla, of course, because when we go out there, they're supplying their craft at the. Okay.
You've got mystery caches. You've got adventure labs. Did you say?
No, unfortunately.
No.
No, we'll have the usual traditionals, mysteries, where I goes. There's a where I go in each town that we'll be going to, which will give you a little. It's a history tour. No, not a history tour. What are they called? A tour of the sites, which will involve historical ones as well. So you'll get to feel a little bit about each town by doing the where I go.
Great. Well, that's great.
You will have time. You will have time to do the where I goes in each town that we go to. It's not a fly in, fly out thing.
Okay, great.
And of course, depends upon which way you're coming into town. There will be a trail of geocaches to follow. We've already laid the one out from the Queensland border north to Cunnamulla. When we go out in July, we're doing the one from Charleville south to Cunnamulla. And John, young old fella, is doing the eastern entry into Cunnamulla from Brisbane at the same time. So they'll be there. There'll be, I don't know, 15 perhaps along each of the four major highways. And the western one we've already done from Thugam into Batu. If you're coming from Adelaide, yep.
So they're all published?
The southern and western ones are. The eastern and northern ones will be in early August.
Oh, great. Okay. There you go. There's a question from the chat. Is there going to be Wi-Fi access? And will it
Yes. Wi-Fi access out there is pretty good. The Where I Goes, you can download the cartridge well in advance. And of course, you don't need Wi-Fi for Where I Goes. We haven't got anything else out there that requires the technology other than the Where I Goes and satellite.
Right. Yep.
So we do take that into account, yes. Everything gets published through Facebook on the day out there. So there'll be, last year we were a little bit behind the 8 ball sometimes, but I think our planning's taken all of that into account this year. So yeah, Kitty Catch, we'll be fine. Is there a mob cache in town where the Wi-Fi is?
2 for 1, mob cache and Wi-Fi.
No, we can't do a Quoggum without a mob cache. We have to have a mob cache. I like mob caches. They're great social events.
Andrew reckons that he's going to have to learn how to do letterboxes.
Not much to do there.
Do it, Andrew.
No. If you're into letterboxing, you'll have a stamp that you'll use. If you're not, it doesn't matter. You just sign it like a normal cache.
I mean, I love letterbox caches, but I don't have a stamp.
No, we don't either. But yeah, I like letterboxes, particularly when they are letterboxes.
Yeah, that's exciting. I've done a couple in South Australia that were proper letterbox caches. Yeah, they're actually interesting. Alrighty, chat room. If you've got any more questions, now is the time to put them into the chat. We've already covered that one. Oh, there's a new one for you.
Woohoo!
Where did it go? I just lost it. Hang on. There it is. My chat moved.
Earth caches. Oh, Alana. Yes, at least two.
At least two.
At least two. Probably no more,
Great.
but don't hold me to that.
There's another one. So, Jess, are you close to Cunnamulla? Are you out that way? Or are you travelling to the event? Let us know.
Is that the Jess who used to live in Adelaide?
Let's find out. Probably furiously typing as we speak.
Hey, might be a delay in typing too.
Yeah, that's right.
Hmm. Yes.
Another one from Eleanor. We'll come back to you, Jess.
Multi. Oh, yes. I didn't mention multi, did I? Yeah, there'll be a couple of those, but not big ones. Actually, I like the idea of the reverse multi. And it's actually, we have to do it as a mystery cache. We can't actually do it as a reverse multi, but it's where you, normally in a multi, you go somewhere because you're given the coordinates and you get the coordinates then to go on to the next station. But in a reverse multi, I'll give you a description of where to go and you have to find the coordinates for where it describes. And then at the end, we give you a formula for working out where the final cache is.
Wow. There you go. So Jess has come back. She's travelling and no, she's not from Adelaide.
Oh, okay. But I recognise the caching name.
There you go. So Kitty Catch has got a question which is going to lead me on to another point here. Are there going to be any labs?
No.
At this stage, no. And then I'm just going to pop this one up because Jess says that she has an AL.
Oh. Okay, I'll be in touch.
Going to say maybe get in touch and
Cool. I was just being flippant. I'm one of those CEOs with the much loved TSS letterbox series in Tassie. Oh.
Actually, I've got another question for you here regarding food.
What?
Elizabeth would like to know, will food venues be prepared for vegetarians, vegans, etc.?
Yes. Yes. When we were out there last year, we made sure of that because at that stage I was still on a restricted diet and we were well catered for. Yes. There are some good cafes and also the pubs. Oh, pubs are fantastic out west. Oh, that's Pauline.
That message has gone a long way.
Yeah, it's come a long way. She's sitting in the chair next to me here.
Darren's also got an adventure lab too.
Okay, can you message me on that and we'll make some contact because we don't care who places the caches out there. The more variety, the better. So please, yeah.
And Andrew Bush?
Yes, I could do that.
Just email.
That would be nice if some other people did them instead of me. I've already, and John and Pauline and I, we've got quite a few hundred going out already. So just a thought.
Yes, there you go. Yeah. Kitty Catch said, be good to spread out the ALs than just the main centres.
Yes, certainly would.
And Sheridan has popped in there and just said that she was at the Cunnamulla pub last year and it was fantastic.
Yes, yes. Well, Cunnamulla is known as the lamb capital of southwest Queensland too.
Yeah.
So they have prize lamb out there because there's a large floodplain / wetlands area below what's called the Adventurers Way, which runs from Cunnamulla out to Thargomindah, and the land down below that has a slightly more expansive pasture, and they found that the sheep out there do very well. So if you want to, through the Cunnamulla Vic site, you can read a little bit more about the Cunnamulla lamb.
Right, there you go.
So Gail has some too.
Yep. So if anyone wants to just get in contact with Rod, let him know and go from there.
Yes, yes. Join up through the Quoggum Facebook, and you'll also be able to message me at any time. That's probably the easiest way of doing it.
Excellent. Excellent.
Yep.
All
So
right.
we
Well,
do.
look like the questions from the chat room have eased off.
Yep.
Have we covered everything in your event?
I think so. We just aim to have a lot of variety, but we do keep you very busy for the time that you will be there. That's a promise.
Oh, that's what I wanted to know. Is there any theme nights or costume nights that people need to bring a costume for?
No.
But you can if you wish.
Simple answer, wasn't it?
It wasn't very clear,
No. Generally, by the time we have something on at night time, people are pretty well tired from geocaching all day. And apart from the diehards who gather around the campfire in the one or two of the caravan parks as small groups, most of us retire early.
Yeah, I can totally understand that.
Which will be quite nice out there in September because it won't be hot. It'll be warm, but
not
it shouldn't be hot, and the night should be absolutely glorious.
Great, yeah. There you go. A question here from Wallaby Wanderers from the southeast Queensland. He wants to know a little bit more about the water caches.
Okay, but there's something else there. You're in trouble now, Rod, if you're getting Pauline in your ear and on the computer at the same time. Oh, yes. The water ones. The Paroo River, not the Paroo, the Warrego River runs through Cunnamulla. Paroo River is a little bit further west. It goes through Eulo. The Warrego that runs through Cunnamulla, they actually have weir on the southern end of the town. It's not used for the town's drinking supply because that's all pretty pure bore water. It's quite good water. But it is used for some irrigation, but mainly for recreation reasons these days. And they do have some water sports occasionally on the weir, the backed up side of the weir, which goes quite a way past the town. But they also have a river walk along the banks of the river as well. There will be some caches placed along there. And there will be, at this stage, about up to a half a dozen water-based ones. Now, you don't have to get them when you come to Quoggum. It'll be nice, but there will be the availability. Some people will be bringing yaks, I guess. But yeah, I hope it'll just adds a little bit more interest, a little bit more variety.
Variety, yeah, that's right. You know, and if you're into that, then you can go and target those. And if you don't have any watercraft, then
you could swim.
Yeah.
There's no crocodiles.
There you go. No crocodiles. Swim to the cache.
Yep.
Oh, dear. All righty, Rodney. Well, we will leave it there, but
Yes.
please stay with us.
Yes, it's been fabulous chatting, and thanks for those people who've posted questions. Enjoyed answering them. I hope you'll will make it out there in September before we journey on the way down to South Australia.
Oh, look, I've got a very important question here for you. What's
Oh,
the colour
green.
of the car that
Green.
we're going
Green.
green?
Green ribbons on the car.
Excellent. There you go. Thanks, Helena.
Yep.
I love the idea of the flags on the cars, the coloured flag. I love it.
You
think it
tie a
works
ribbon on your antenna or hang it off the door handles or off the back of your caravan or something like that, so that when you're going around, we see the green ribbons, we know, hey, there's another Quoggumer, as we're called.
Love it. I love it. Alrighty, everyone. So if you have a funny story or you want to get in contact with me, you can send me an email at geocachingdownunder@gmail.com. I will read out a funny story if you have a funny story. Just keep PG. If you'd like to be a guest, reach out and say hello. I am open to suggestions. And let us move on to the next topic, as I'm sure you are all waiting for. So, bear with me one moment.
Do you think I've got a chance, do you reckon? What for? How about the calendar photo of the month? Let's see this month's winner.
Thanks, SMS. Really appreciate your little video intro there. That's awesome. Alrighty, so moving on to our photo calendar competition of the month. So thanks for everyone for getting behind it, all your entries and votes. It's been really interesting. Rod, we've lost you. We're looking at your ceiling. Alrighty, so we're going to move on from there. Okay, so for the May winner of the month, let me put that there. Let me put this here. Okay, so this month's winner is. There we go. So the winner is Kitty Catch. And that picture was taken at the Standing Stones, which is at Glen Innes. Thanks for submitting, Kitty Catch. You'll be able to see your picture in the calendar, GDU calendar for 2022. If you would like to submit a photo, just navigate your way to Facebook. You can check out the post there. So that's what it looks like. Just scroll down to that picture. In the comments, put your picture. Give us a little description. Let us know where it was taken and the GC details. That would be good. I love every time I see a submission, I get excited. So that's really cool. So keep them coming. That one is live on Facebook. So you just, it's pinned to the top of the page. So you should be able to find that one easily enough. Just put your pictures in the comments. And while you're there, vote for your favorite. You must have permission to post the picture. It must be yours or get permission from the owner. Keeping it PG, of course. And then the winner each month is decided by you guys. So number of likes wins. So the most likes, I should say, wins. Alrighty, so we're going to wrap things up next. And I'm going to move on. I'm sure this is probably your favourite part of the show for everybody. Alrighty, get ready.
Oh, say, can you see? PCE, I heard that geostuff.com.au, that's right, geostuff.com.au is your main sponsor. How cool are they? Thank you so much to John and Di from geostuff.com.au. I heard you got some prizes this month. Let's get to the prizes.
Oh, yes. Thank you for that terrible singing SMS. I really appreciate that. Oh, dear. But thank you for your support. I'm really loving these videos. Thank you for doing those for me. Okay, so shout out to, let me just scroll. Okay, so there it is. Alrighty, so this month's prize, thanks to our lovely folks at geostuff.com.au. Let me put that there. Yeah, so this is the prize for this month. It is a set of custom coasters. So you put your picture on there. You can make it trackable if you wish. Doesn't have to be. They've got a cork backing and the UV protected printable coaster. We're going to do another random draw for these custom coasters. So you all know the drill. I'm going to get you to put a number between 1 and 500 this time. Put your numbers into the chat. I'll give you a couple of moments to get those numbers ready. Give us some lovely thinking music. Alrighty. Thanks to GeoStuff for supplying us with this prize again this month. These coasters are pretty cool. I think, you could take those camping, pull them out at a dinner party, and they'd be really neat. And even if you weren't a geocacher, it could be interesting. That would be cool. Alrighty, so keep those numbers coming. I can see them all furiously. Remember, you can only vote once. Don't vote twice. Vote. Enter. Put them all in there. Oh, don't even start, lady. You've been barred. You have been barred. Alrighty. So remember, between 1 and 500. Yeah. It looks like numbers are still coming in. I'll give you just a few more moments. Yes, how rude of me. How rude indeed. Thanks, Natalie, for the entry. That's good. Just checking out all the numbers. Righty, I think the numbers have stopped coming in. Alrighty, so our lucky number was 319. 19. Just see. Just putting that there so I don't lose you, Gary. 319. Can't see anybody closer. You agree with that, Rod? Have you seen anything closer to 319? I'm just going to double check.
324 is only 5 away.
Excellent. I'm going to call it. So Gary Cashman, congratulations. All right. Thanks, Gary. I will be in contact with you after the show. Get some details from you. I'll pass them on to GeoStuff and we will get that prize out to you. So nice one, Gary. Team Casho. Get some details from you after the show and we'll get that on its way to you. Alrighty, so special thanks to our sponsors for the prize section, geostuff.com.au. Always love having you here, supporting us. Thank you very much. Really appreciate it. Don't forget that if you like tonight's show, hit subscribe, hit the reminder, put us in your favourites so you don't miss another show. We will be on every month. So don't forget to join us. Okay. I'll just give a quick shout out. Special thanks to all of our sponsors, LK Consulting Group, geostuff.com.au, and my mum, who's covering some of the cost of the podcast. Thank you very much for your support. It is very necessary and very thoroughly appreciated. So thank you. All right, I'm going to move on to the next section for you all.
Just before you leave, PC, I've got to say this to all those out there listening. A big thank you so much for continuation of your support for the Geocaching Down Under podcast. I think Purple Cache Eater, or as I call her, PCE, is doing an absolutely fantastic job. Now, if you think she's doing a very fantastic job as well, and as you should, then maybe you can skip one coffee a month and have a look at Patreon. Go to patreon.com/geocaching down under. If it's not that, then she'll put the link there somewhere. So make sure you go to Patreon at like $3 a month, less than a cup of coffee, and you can help support this particular good old Down Under Australian podcast. I know I'm a Patreon.
Good on you, Craigie.
Thanks, Greg. Appreciate that. So there are our Patreons scrolling across the bottom of the screen there. So we've got See My Shell. We've got Kitty Catch. I believe she's still here with us. Thank you for supporting us, Kitty. Green Cordial, thank you. GC Jazz, big thank you.
Good on you, Green Cordial.
He's just up the road from me, so thank you, Kingfisher AU. Snappy Tomcats. You know them, you love them. geostuff.com.au. Julie and Darren from Queensland. Thanks for joining us, Darren. Thanks for joining us live. Captain Roverman is also a Patreon, and Kim Jarvis and DTY, who is with us here tonight. So thank you, DTY. There, thank you very much. Appreciate it. This podcast is not free, so thank you for all your help. If you want to be a Patreon, you can support us at www.patreon.com/GDU podcast. There is some cool swag there. I do have 3 different levels, so it doesn't have to cost you a lot, little as $3 or up to $8 if you would like. You can read all about it on the website there. So if you would like to stay in contact, you can follow us on our socials, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, Geocaching Down Under. Not too hard to find. Probably already following us anyway. So don't forget that you can watch us on the replay. You can watch the replay on YouTube. You can watch on Facebook. There.
And Terry, thank you for tonight getting us through those technical difficulties you had too.
Oh, thank you for getting us through. You entertained the people while I took a moment's break. Oh, there we go. Okay. So, John, thank you for bringing that up. There is an event this weekend in South Australia, the June long weekend event. Which Adrian has got there for me. Thank you very much. And then also Gary, Team Casho, has put there, Rod, do you want to use the prize for Quoggum? Yep.
Yes, touch me through our Quoggum Facebook page. Message there.
No worries. I'll get in contact with Gia Stuff as well. Okay, I'm just going to clarify. John, are you saying for me to give away another set? Go ahead and do a second set. Okay. No worries. All right, we'll do another prize. All right, we're doing another prize, another custom coasters. Custom coasters.
Ooh, coasters.
Custom coasters for everybody.
Yes.
And you get a custom coaster. Oh, I forgot to say it's a set of 4. So you can have 3 friends join you. You can all drink from your custom coaster set. Try and say that after a few beverages.
No, thank you.
Would you like to see my custom coaster set? All right. So,
yeah.
Alrighty. We're going to do the same because I am not prepared with a question. So we're going to do another random draw. Let's make it between 1 and 100 this time. Let's make it a little bit closer for everybody. All right, so start your guessing between 1 and 100. Only one answer. Don't put an answer in there twice. There we go. All right, so we're going for another set of 4 custom coasters. They can be trackable or not trackable, however you wish. I can see some numbers coming through there. Now I've got to get another number. Okay, between 1 and 100.
Where do you put the number in?
In the comments. Put them in the comments on Facebook or YouTube. They will pop up here for me. So keep going.
Got to get one closer this time.
Absolutely. So I've actually killer.
You got your number already?
I've got the number. I'm just making sure that I get the right person. So I've got 2 people with the same answer. Would you believe it? Just going to check. Make sure that the right person is first.
33 seems to be a popular number.
33. 33 is my lucky number. All right. Getting rid of the music. All right. So 27.
27.
27. No word of a lie. 27 was the number.
There's a
Check on
23.
YouTube and
23.
Heather. Heidi, you were in just one comment before Alan, who also had 27.
Yeah, two of them together.
Two of them together. But Heidi, I've checked on YouTube and I've checked my comments here. You were first. So congratulations, Heidi. You are also getting the custom poster set.
From ACT.
Congratulations. Big round of applause, Heidi. I'll be in contact with you after the show. And show. Excellent. Alrighty. So thank you very much, John. That was very generous of you.
So close, Alan.
I know. Sorry, Alan. Oh, poor Alan. So close. You need to be a bit quicker with the finger, pressing at the button.
Come to Quoggum and we'll do something special for you there, Alan.
That's right, Alan. Yeah, good incentive for the drive out west. Excellent. Yeah, so congratulations, Heidi. Where was I up to? I was up to my wrap-ups. So, yes, you can watch the replay on YouTube, Facebook. You can listen to the podcast on Spotify. I am now on Apple. No, not Apple. Stitcher. Just released the podcast on Stitcher. And we are going to be back on the 13th of July. So that's Tuesday, the 13th of July, 7:30 again.
Oh, we'll be in Cunnamulla. I hope we get to be able to log in.
Oh, yes. Well, there was Wi-Fi, so I expect to see it.
Good test of Wi-Fi, indeed.
Right. If you can watch the YouTube or Facebook, you'll be fine. Thank you very much, Darren. Appreciate that. Glad you enjoyed the show. Alan looks good in a bridesmaid's dress. My goodness.
You'd know, Bug.
Yeah. Alrighty, so thank you everyone for joining us live. Hope you've enjoyed the show. We brought a little bit of entertainment to you for this hour on a Tuesday night. Keep you entertained through the week. Thank you, Julie. Thank you for joining us. Thanks to everyone tonight for joining us live. Really appreciate it. Love seeing you all. Love the chat. Really love interacting with you all. Thanks, Lady K. Appreciate it. So if there is no more comments, questions for Rod, I think we will wrap up the show. So Rod, hang around and we'll have a little chat to the chat room. Thank you, everybody.
Live long and prosper. Live long and prosper.
Live long and prosper, and everyone enjoy the rest of your week. We'll see you next month. Thank you. Wonderful. Okay, so let's have a look. See? That went really quick, didn't it?
It did. It's 20 to 9 already.
Okay, nearly bedtime.
And that's without daylight saving.
That's right. That's right. Thanks, Oz Folks. Appreciate you joining us. Glad you enjoyed.
Yes.
Thank you, DTY. Another night of fun. Oh, thanks for joining us, Sandy. Glad you enjoyed the show.
Where's Sandy from?
That is a very good question. She is down in Millicent, I believe, or close to Millicent, South Australia.
We can catch up, we hope.
I believe she's close. Wallaby Wanderers, thank you for joining us. For once you didn't win a prize, that's amazing.
Oh.
Unlucky this time. Oh, the Peppers, you're stuck in. Thanks for joining us. Thank you. Glad you enjoyed the show. Thank you, Heather. Always nice to
Yes.
join us. Thank you. There you go. Andrew's wishing you peace and long life.
Oh, I hope so. I got to get to Longreach.
Thanks, Bug. Glad you enjoyed the show. Thanks for joining us.
Good to see the bug back.
Yes. So, yes, Sandy is Millicent. So you will catch up with her. And Millicent will definitely be there.
Definitely. Excellent.
Peppers had a fun show. Thank you. John, thank you very much. It's very generous of you to give us
Yes.
a second prize. Thank you so much.
Indeed, John. Thank you.
Very generous of you. I will be in contact with you soon.
Oh, poor old Ellen.
Someone's sitting next to someone. Here we go. Heather. Oh, Heather and Sandy are both in Millicent. There you go.
Oh.
Thank you very much. Yeah. Alan,
Oh, good on you, Ellen.
thanks for joining us, Alan. Really appreciate it. Thanks to Julie. Glad you enjoyed my cash. Said, I think I even gave it a favorite point. There you go. Must be
Be good.
Day. Look out for the announcement on Zoom from GVI this Friday.
GVI?
I don't know what that is.
What's GVI, Doe?
Geocaching Victoria? Enlighten us, Day. Enlighten us. Oh, look out. A couple of children in the chat room have found the emojis. Oh, dear. Ah, there we go. Yep, Geocaching Victoria.
Like I say, the VI is Victoria. Nothing to do with 6. Nothing to
They're
do
going to
with
have
6.
an announcement on Zoom this Friday.
Okay.
Wangaratta event.
Ah, of course. That's 6 weeks after Millicent, isn't it?
Thanks for joining us, Houston, Texas, Dave.
Ooh.
Another early one for you. Thank you. Appreciate you getting up to watch us on the other side of the planet. It's
Must have been the 600-piece one, Terry.
Yes, Elizabeth.
Geocaching Victoria Incorporated. That's the I. Makes sense now.
It does make sense when it's explained to us.
COVID Victoria. Oh, we shouldn't laugh. Oh, dear. It must be terrible being in lockdown again.
Yes. Just kidding.
Yes.
My God, Julie, I'm going to have to catch a lift with you or something. You're going everywhere. Keeps moving. Hang on. There we go. Going to Wangaratta as well. Oh, dear. All right, well, let's leave it there. Thank you, all you lovely people, for joining us. Thank you for taking time out of your night. Hope we entertained you for at least an hour, 14 minutes. And hopefully a few of you are getting to Quoggum. And it is tentatively on my dance card too, so I am hoping to see if I can make it up that way.
A good time is promised for all.
Yes, I know. And hopefully the border situation is all fine.
Well, everybody gets vaccinated, we'll be right.
It's a little bit dicey at the moment, but we shall see. Alrighty, so thank you everybody in the chat room, and hopefully I will see you next month. Enjoy your month. Stay warm, stay safe, and I'll see you in July. Thank you.
Good night.